What is happening? Welcome back to the Past Alive. Thank you all for tuning in. And tonight, as we head back to the year 1990, yet once again, in a desperate search to track down one of the most rare and elusive error cards of all time that I've spent the better part of most of my life chasing after, and a good part of that with you guys. But tonight, we have a cello box before us, 24 packs. This was sent to me courtesy of 44-4 a few weeks back during the Riddle Challenge and everything else. And I figured what better way to do this than to use a little bit of assistance from a friend in the form of Pee Wee Herman. This candle, the Word of the Day candle, we're going to light this and hopefully be able to conjure up the No Name on front. The most recent one sold on eBay for almost $8,000, a PSA 6.5, about less than 2 weeks ago. So they're still selling, and I was very surprised. Even the cards your mom threw out, the PSA 10 sold for almost $2,000 recently. So it kind of gives you a gauge on the rarity of this card that was corrected very early on in the print run. And these cello boxes, you can pick these up for about 50 or 60 bucks, typically. Paul L., Lindsay Clark, and everyone else, thank you guys all for being here to share in the disappointment yet again. I'm sure most of you guys remember back a couple years ago whenever I planted one of the fake Frank Thomas error cards in a pack and fooled pretty much everyone. And please pay no attention to this crusty Band-Aid that's still on my finger. I swear I changed it out today. That is the April Fool's Day joke. It's the same Band-Aid from 3 days ago when I nearly impaled myself on a box cutter. But it is quickly healing. This is not rad finds. But we have the menorah lit. Let us savagely tear our way through these 24 cellophane packs and see what we can find. We got Seaman Collectibles in the house. It says rad finds. He is pumped on that. And we got Lee Grateri Racer in the house as well. Lee, what is going on, man? Thank you all for being here. I know how much everyone treasures this desperate and exhaustive search. And the gum still looks very, very tasty with so much glorious sugar coating it. I'm not going to eat that because I know people get upset whenever I chomp in their ears. But James is calling us his tiny tonight. Randy Johnson's second year card starts it off. Typically the precursor for the Frank Thomas is the Curt Schilling. And I'm sure we'll see some more Mandela effects in here and all kinds of other goodies. So call them out as you see fit. And please check out Criterion Racer's channel as well. If Tango or Paul could post a link, because I'm pretty sure Corey abandoned me. The propaganda piece for the Glossy All-Stars set featuring Mark McGuire. And we have Tom Gordon in this pack. Tom Gordon is a precursor for Curt Schilling, typically in wax, who is the precursor for Frank Thomas. Tom Gordon, Gold Cup second year card. And nothing too snazzy in that first pack. Mike says you should snort the sugar. Might be a good way to really conjure this card up. Crust says TP on the house. Thanks for the Vance like hookup, bro. Absolutely, man. I'm happy to hook you up. I'm glad it arrived safe. Mark Grant, Carlton Fisk. There's a link from Paul L. Franklin Stubbs and Mike Devereaux. CNM Collectibles member for 29 months. All name on front. I guess we do have to show the classic all name on front. And of course, we cannot forget about Mickey Weston, the three-headed Mickey Weston, something that, which will probably happen tonight. But the parallel to the no name on front is this rare one-of-one Frank Thomas all name on front to go along with this Marlboro Red error card, Randy Johnson on scoreboard. But if we don't find that the Frank Thomas error card, maybe we will still summon or conjure up the three-headed Mickey Weston, the Nick West SSP. Trevor Williams says, did you watch the TV show Alien Nation? I'm rewatching it. Pirates won the 93 World Series and Nolan Ryan reaches 5,000 Ks. You know what? I did not watch that. But it's definitely on my list of things to check out. The Buccos are off to a good start this year so far. 4-0. 4-0. But they'll probably ruin it as they typically do. But yeah, there's nothing more fun than going back and watching old Pirate games from the early 90s. Seeing Spanky Lavalier and Bonds and everybody else. And Jim Leland chain smoking in the dugout. Next back up. No sign of Schilling or any of the other rookies we're looking for. Larry Walker, Bernie Williams, and or Sammy Sosa. Alfredo Griffin. Mike is pumped on that Weston. Genius and Math. What's happening, man? Thank you guys all for being here tonight. Sierra All-Star card, Gantz, and Alex Sanchez Future Star card. At one point, that was like a decent one back in 1990. I probably had it in a top loader as a young lad. Blood Vessels is 5-0. I guess they did win. 5-0 now. Jim the Leg Legend. Strawberry shows up. Rance Mullenix. Mike Henneman. The propaganda piece, which I actually have this now, thanks to Brian Smith. I never thought I'd be able to say that, but the sweet throwback Tops hat, which is Velcro, at that is in my possession after all these years. I remember being a kid and like seeing this in a pack and like, damn it, I want that. But I never really sent anything in. I did one time in 1993, and that was it for the Topps Black Gold set. And I always wanted this. Finally freaking have it as a grown man. Probably even better. So Brian Smith is a man for sending that in. 90 the baseball, that Velcro sticks on the lid. Yeah, I definitely do. Fred Lind, turn back the clock. Checklist card. Gallant All-Star card. And that creepy Wally Whitehurst albino card that always weirded me out when I was younger. No sign of any good rookies yet. And it's rather hard opening packs with this Band-Aid finger. It's pretty awful, actually. But I will give you a spoiler alert. I did not plant the Frank Thomas in this box. I figured that would be way too obvious. There is a Civil War era Mitch Williams coming out early. I know some people can rejoice at seeing that. Where you find all the cellophanes. Mr. Case is find out where the first 1990s were distributed. I think the 91 front era card only went out to Michigan, supposedly. So it went from Pennsylvania, shipped to Michigan on, I think, the first pallet. I don't even know if like the whole thing had the error in or half of it before they corrected it or what. But there's Bernie Williams rookie card shows up. The first prominent one, that creepy side eye from Sergio Valdez and Abe Bartlett Giamatti. I used to like that card a lot as a kid. The guy who banned Pete Rose from baseball. Pocket All-Star card, McClendon, and Shirley Lee Brandt. Chaos is pumped on the trifecta. Hey, Chaos had a pretty awesome post on the Facebook group recently, too. Another custom card, which hopefully I will get my hands on that at some point. Seems as my new obsession is the Alex Gordon rookie. You know what? I saw recently online. Someone posted that Alex Gordon. They found it in a 10-cent box somewhere, which is freaking nuts. But I will be searching for that in months to come in Needle and Wax Stack, which I haven't decided yet what we're doing this month yet. Henderson shows up, or Hershiser, Felix Fermin, Bonds. The propaganda piece. That sweet binder. I actually have that in my basement right now. I think I have like 2 of those, which the binder alone is valued around 40 or 50 bucks. Collector's item these days. A lot of those older binders have value to them. Jeff Juden rookie. I actually need that to send to somebody, so that's pretty sick. Cheryl, if you're watching this video, I think that's the last card that I was looking for to send a package out to you. And Dan Billardello. And my brother and I hated his guts as kids because of his 89 Fleer card. He looks a lot less cocky on that one, but we detested him back then. Very judgmental and angry little kids, apparently, in the late 80s. Jack Armstrong, Johnny Davis. Orsolak, Brantley. There's that sweet hat yet again. Kevin Hickey. So the first part of the trifecta with that creepy X-Files-esque background shows up. The first one to summon the three-headed Mickey Weston. Andy Bennis would have been a hot pull back then in the chiseled physique of Tommy Gregg. A DeShields rookie for Corey's PC, who abandoned me apparently. Might be time to put him on the abandonment list along with many others. You'll have to bear with me on my gimpy pointer finger. Not allowing me to do really anything. Scott's got our short print for Paul L. And here is the Necklace Wonder, Davey Johnson. Can't help but laugh every time I see that card. Probably got a piece. Dave Smith and his Eternal Sunglass Tan line. Eric Anthony, rated rookie, or Future Stars, was a decent one back then. All-Star card, Mitch Webster in some sort of weird an obscure rash just permeating his lips, and Chad Kruger looking high as hell in that photo. And this is actually not an official cello pack box. The cellophane wrappers, obviously, these are the 16 card packs, not the 31. Very difficult to tell. Topps distributed the cellophane wrapper packs, the actual cello packs that were like jumbos essentially. And then they had the actual grocery jumbo rack packs, and just really played mind games with everyone. So until you opened the box, you really didn't know what it was in a lot of cases because they were exact same size. So this actually has 36 packs instead of 24. Bob Boone, Sosha. So probably the best card we're going to see so far. Not this Ken Hill, but the Griffey Gold Cup. The second-year Griffey with the bloody scab that everyone obsesses over. They would go on to doctor up. I'm sure you can go on eBay right now and still see outrageous prices of that card. But at one point, the PSA 10s of these were close to $1,000. But obviously, a 10 is very hard to get in the junk wax era. Someone should tell that to another YouTuber who sent in a crap ton of 86 tops and 88 tops cards and kept getting 6s on everything. And was really pissed off. Well, Paul Ellis's scab card will be sold for $5,000. Most definitely will. Is there a re-entry protocol? There's Gary Pettis. Some sort of strange blemish on that card that I'm kind of obsessed with. Ron Karkovi is older than time itself. There is the big cat for Corey. Gary Gotti having the time of his freaking life. Jeff Robinson, another strange blemish between his legs that we're putting that to the side to go into my oddities collection. Fitzgerald. Paul says all you have to do to get off the abandoned list is show up once and comment. That's literally all you got to do, man. That is it. I feel like Joe's Card Corral, we put him on the abandoned list because he didn't come around for so long, and then he thought he was banned and couldn't come back. I'm pretty sure that's why he disappeared. It's a sweet throwback shirt. I also have that shirt courtesy of Brian Smith. Ruben Sierra. There's that Sanchez once again. Frank Robinson, which I've also deemed a short print. I spent 2 hours one day looking for that card years ago for somebody that was putting together, I don't know, I think they were just putting the set together by hand. And there is a crime dog, as Corey insists that you call him. That's not a scratch and sniff. Greeting from Mexico, your channel is very popular. Alberto, thanks for being here, man. I one day hope to make it down to your country. There's a lot of places I need to go that I just haven't done yet. They got flea markets down there? If so, I feel like TPIA needs a road trip to Mexico very soon. Paul says, Joe is welcome back anytime. I still talk to him on Facebook once in a while. That's really about the only time I ever talk to him. There's Pat Tabler and or Tat Paddler, whatever we prefer around here. Probably going to piece yet again. Checklist card, which I would have hated as a kid. It was just a waste of a card when I could have got a player that I actually looked up to. I got a freaking checklist. I hated them so badly. Young All-Star card. There's that Whitehurst yet again. Tom Gordon Gold Cup and Mike Scott throwing a freaking haymaker. Is there Taco Bell in Mexico? I feel like they are very close to the border. Hector says, are you having an auction on Wednesday? I'm going to be doing a bunch of auctions coming up here soon. I was typically doing them once every 2 weeks, but I think they're going to be, I don't know, probably every week. I'm not sure if I'll do one this Wednesday or not. Bo Jackson starts it off. And Mike Scott, another strange, obscure blemish on that one. So we all know what happened to that. To Pete Smith, I feel like I'm calling Mandela effect on that card. I don't remember that ever existing back in 1990, and I don't think I've ever seen it my entire life. Paul L., back me up on that one. What do you think about that, Pete Smith? There's Chris Sabo. I would have ripped that to shreds back in 1990 in an angry temper tantrum. Bernie Williams rookie card shows up yet again. So only one rookie has surfaced thus far, and both Bernie Williams. And tomorrow night, we're opening 87 Tops Rack, 87 Tops Rack box for Turn Back the Clock Tuesday. Something I haven't opened in probably 5 years. Search John Moses, who became an Omen a long time ago. Darnell Coles, Dennis Martinez. Paul also has never seen that card either, so officially a Mandela effect. And again, I say it all the time, and I'm constantly peddling this, but if you go on the TPIA Facebook group, the private group, the one that there's a store page, it has 600 likes, and then there's the private group that has 1,500 or 1,600 people on there. That's the one you want to go to, and that is the one you'll be able to find. The spreadsheet that was put together, it's pinned on there. You can see every single card I pulled from this search over how many freaking years I've been doing this. the most common cards, the least common. It is absolutely impressive, and I'm sure very time-consuming. I did not look at the updated version as of recently. My poor freaking fingers. But at the end of the day, I may have sliced off my finger, but at least I have this can of caffeine-free Zevia. It's the last one. So, times are tough. Sean Dunston, Brett Butler, Dave Steeb. Speaking of Joe's card corral, he would have been really pissed off at that Dave Steeb. Probably in a piece. Jeff Innes. I feel like I needed that one for somebody too. And Nolan Ryan, 5,000 Ks. Pagnozzi ends that pack as we trudge along. One Griffey was found, 2 Bernie Williams, and only one part of the trifecta. The Pee Wee pull string, do that to your finger. We got a little bit rowdy. We got a little bit rowdy over the weekend, and still doesn't sound all that good, but you can kind of hear the demonic possession take hold at the end of his voice. There's Hojo. George Brett throwing a temper tantrum in the outfield. You got to pay homage to that card. And Bartlett Giamatti Puckett. And Matt Young. Texas hockey cards. What's happening, man? And I figure we might as well have a sighting for Paul L. Because I know Paul L. is probably literally anxiously awaiting the arrival of the Mike Walkton floating in this eternal snow globe. So we have to get that out of the way and show that. He was due. I think people said, I love you. Yeah, we get along pretty well. I mean, we have our moments, good and bad times, but he's typically, he's always there for me, except whenever I quit smoking cigarettes. Then he called me a bunch of names, and he still ridiculed me to this day for that. But as you can tell, he smokes a little bit too freaking much. Hugh Brooks, Polonia, Matt Noakes, there's Oil Can Boyd. Sandberg All-Star card, Deion Sanders, not a rookie card. His rookie was actually an 89 tops traded. Although some people, I'm sure, will debate that. Hojo All-Star card ends that pack. I feel like this box is freaking eternal. Never-ending plethora of packs. If I found the 90 tops Lee Smith error card yet. So many different errors in the junk wax era. You probably ran through your leftover cigarette stash in 2 hours. Oh, speaking of that, the Taco Bell robot. I got word today, so I went and met my buddies and went skating, and my buddy had gone to Taco Bell earlier on the shift that the Taco Bell robot is working on, and apparently he asked about me, which is kind of weird. I feel like he's never done that before, and it's kind of off-putting, so I'm not really sure what to make of that. Just Mel Hall without the poop stain. Paul Kilgus. And I'm not seeing a whole lot of big names, though. Hal Morris, did not like him when I was younger either. Not really. No Ripken, no Mattingly. I think we saw one Nolan Ryan. No Frank Thomas. Not a single one. Paul L says, what the hell? Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird, too. He knew my name and stuff, too, like my full name. So, definitely has that programmed into his database. As Greg Maddox shows up, Yvonne Calderon, who suffered a pretty grisly death many years ago. And the second part of the trifecta now arrives with Mark Williamson. So the Kurt Schilling will summon the 3-headed Mickey Weston, which is already sitting with us, but you can't have too many sightings of that Mickey Weston. Floyd Finn in the house. Remember, for 27 freaking months, says, did I miss the Band-Aid story? I really haven't talked about it too much, but and I was probably pretty dramatic about it. My dad probably thought I was extremely dramatic, but we were cutting drywall in my basement, and I put way too much pressure on it and just slipped and sliced the hell out of my finger. It wouldn't stop gushing blood. You probably couldn't tell because it's I don't know, it looks like a little baby Band-Aid wound, but it was gushing blood profusely, and I'm pretty sure I almost died. Or maybe I did die, and this is eternity, me opening 90 tops and never finding this card. That would be something. And lighting Pee-wee candles. Mulholland, Gerald Young, Dave Valley. Craig Biggio, second-year card. Take the Band-Aid off. You have to sign up for my OnlyFans to see that. Pat Combs, Glenn Wilson, and Ron Jones. Do we need a Band-Aid reveal? Is that what everyone wants? I have bubblegum residue covering my fingers. It's caked on there. We need a reveal. Welcome, Vampire John. Cook emoji. 2 weeks up from dying after 8 minutes. This has gone out on Timberlands. I don't know what that's from, Paul. No idea what that's from. I probably should. There's Melito Perez for Jonathan H. and his PC of Melito Perez. He's up to 143 Melito Perez cards now. Norman Charlton always creeped me out because I'm pretty sure he's the same person as Van Snyder. Actually, I was sure of it as a kid, yet I never was able to prove it. Not yet, at least. Ozzie Smith All-Star card. Kevin Tapperty, Kevin Hickey shows up again. So another part of the trifecta, but not the part we needed to bring forth Armageddon with the 3-headed Mickey Weston. And I still have that creepy Rafael Palmeiro big head sitting next to me, Paul L. I don't know where this even came from, but it's been sitting next to me for a while, and I just felt like I had to show it to you guys again for whatever reason. So now that's done and over with. Let's get back to looking for this elusive card that we have not even seen the corrected version of yet. Last pack. I mean, there's been boxes I've opened and haven't even found the corrected version. Girardi, second-year card. Tommy Herr. Ernie Witz. Your name was Carpal Tunnel. Wouldn't be surprised. One of these days, Nelson Santavino looking super bummed out that I'm not yet finding any Frank Thomas, Jose Uribe. Ends that pack. And the Endless Mountain continues. That's not creepy. Yeah, bear with me on this. It's very difficult to do. Mandela effect on Marty Barrett. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too, Paul. I feel like that card never existed back in 1990. Someone's calling for the Pantsless Kevin Bass. So there's all kinds of Pantsless things in the background, including Assy McGee, I should say, included and not limited to everyone's personal favorite, Assy McGee, who is watching over this and every other rip with his rear end. The Pantsless Bass, I mean, there's many variations of Bass. The original, obviously, was in a collection that I bought. I don't know if it was a kid or a grown adult that colored Kevin Bass's pants red, which kind of caught us off guard. So because of that, it started a craze, and now we have all kinds of variations of Kevin Bass that I guess that's the pantsless Kevin Bass that's transparent. And the diaper rash Kevin Bass. So, and that's not even it. There's more. But we'll save those for another time. Barry Hill, Tom Browning, who passed away recently. Wally Moon says Assy needs a triple plate tattoo on those cheeks. I think we did a size comparison on it the other day, and the tattoo was like bigger than his entire ass. Dave Smith yet again, and Sandy Alomar Jr. shows up. Paul also says, Assy McGee scheduled an appointment for his Bryce Harper tattoo yet? Got to get that in. Actually, I need to take those tattoos and put them on myself, and maybe that will be, I don't know, that'll be this weekend's activity. I'll have to pick a real fancy restaurant to go out to and then take all these tattoos and just cover, I don't know. I guess I really can't cover anything with them, but try to make some sort of full sleeve out of these generic triple play tattoos. It'd be sick. People will be envious if that happens. I can see it already. But probably the exact opposite, actually. So we have the same exact collation. Randy McCammon rookie card shows up for Paul L. I'm sure he will be pumped on that one. Fred Lynn yet again. Nolan Ryan, 5,000 Ks. Lee Mazzilli. The photo was definitely taken in the 1800s. Wade Boggs. So we finally have a prominent player that shows up in all these packs later. I feel like it's been a while. Still no sign of Sosa's rookie or Larry Walker. But just endless amounts of sugary gum to taunt me. Dan Quisenberry, of course, is going to show up. Thunder Sports says, I call for Mike Walkton. We just had a Mike Walkton sighting just a few minutes ago. Greg Vaughn, future star card for Wally Moon's Unibrow. Chris Gwynn, Buhner, and Jason Grimsley, who, if most of you guys probably remember, Jason Grimsley has the freakishly creepy and cyborg-like arm on his 92 per deck card. Very weird photo. Paul F's stabbed Griffey. Yeah, we did get a stabbed Griffey. Everyone was pretty excited for that, and you can keep an eye on that for, or keep an eye on eBay for that one. You'll see it up there for about 10 grand after this video is over. Omar Vizquel, Eddie Murray, DePino. So we're really seeing a little bit of different collation now. There's that hideous Zane Smith, looking super sassy too. So not only is he hideous, he's also sassy with his hands on his hips. I don't think there's ever been a worse combination in the history of the world than that look right there. Just Ben McDonald rookie card. A big one back in 1990. That would have been in a screw-down case. And as a matter of fact, I have one in a screw-down case from my collection I bought. And Nolan Ryan base card shows up. Always nice to see the Ryan Express, as Corey calls him frequently. Perhaps the JC rookie card was something that anyone from on Easter Monday. I came across the JC rookie card recently. And I'm not sure. I think it was my garage. It was like the weirdest place ever. I've been desperately trying to like get my garage cleaned up as well, and I just randomly stumbled across the Jesus Christ rookie in like a box out there. I'm like, how did they get out of here? It's so weird. Super weird. Hetzel, Chili Davis, Rick Mailer, and Tim Tuffle. Looking super dorky. We finally put a dent in these packs, and there's probably a good chance that we all go home disappointed tonight yet again, which is typically the theme on the first of the month for the last 5 years now, whatever it is. Melito Perez once again for Jonathan H., Norm Charlton, Reynolds, Cotto. Did I like the Pee Wee prayer candle? The Pee Wee prayer candle is definitely here. It's supposed to be providing us good luck. It has not done that yet, but the box is not over yet. Otis Nixon Schmidt All-Star card. Mitchell All-Star Checklist, and Scott Bradley. What do we have left? 9 packs left from this never-ending bulbous box that has given me carpal tunnel and probably severed my wound yet again. So Tony Gwynn shows up for the first time in the box, covered in sugary soot. And there's Al Newman. Paul says, my wife got me 10 packs of repack wax for my birthday. I got a Keith Hernandez rookie and a Lee Smith 82 Dominus rookie. I was pretty stoked. That's pretty sick, though. Definitely two pretty nice rookies to pull. Winfield and Dave Johnson. Yeah, again, this box courtesy of 44-4. Appreciate you sending this, man. Mikey G says, watch Beehive Guy and his PSA reveal. Hayes PSA 6. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, there's a bunch of PSA reveals on his channel, but again, it's just kind of like someone who got into the hobby. They just, I swear, like, I know people have like seen my brother. Like, people don't collect cards. They're like, I went on YouTube and saw your brother on the main page, like recommended. So I think a lot of people just come into the hobby because they go on YouTube, like looking for something else, and like, oh wow, there's cards on there. Oh, well, I could do that. And someone like that, that guy spent like $12,000 grading cards and like on like 2 submission orders, and he would probably get like $1,000 back total in return. Like, that's pretty bad. They were like 6s. Like you're better off having a raw card than like an 8 probably. I feel like an 8 is a raw card practically. There's Rock Reigns. Honestly, better off having an 8 than anything. Or a raw card than an 8 or less. Jim Abbott. I wonder if that card is still on eBay for $10,000, like it was at one point. I feel like it still is. Yeah, if even that. The Tommy John PSA 5. I just thought it was pretty funny how he was like, he was blaming the grader the entire time, like and saying the grader didn't know what they were doing. But it's like every one of those 86 Topps cards, 86 Topps is like such a hard set to grade because of the centering on those, because of the black border on top. Like it's very difficult, and that's why like PSA 10 commons are like $100 or close to it, because it's so hard and the pop is so low on them. Telling the sort of thumbs up, Dibble, but I mean he seems like a nice guy. It's just he's just dumping a ton of freaking money into grading and just not getting anything in return. I feel like if I did that once, I'd probably literally just give up because that would be a real kick in the groin. Beehive had rounded off cards, but never had fresh air. That was a pretty funny comment, too. These cards never touched air. Beekeepers, without a doubt, pack pull PSA 10 guy. If you pack pull it, it's on automatic 10, no matter what. Danny Gladden and his fresh mullet flapping in the freaking wind. Jim Eisenreich in that very uncomfortable, bulbous, and pulsating neck vein. Gets me every single time I see it. Sandberg shows up finally. Kevin Wickender, the wild gunslinger. 5,000 Ks for Nolan Ryan, the dorky antics of Ken Phelps, and we have Spanky LaValliere to end that pack. And then there were 5. 5 left. No Frank Thomas, no Larry Walker, no Sosa. And only 1 Ben McDonald. If it were 1990 right now, the 6-year-old version of myself would literally be throwing the world's biggest temper tantrum. Gene Harris, Kurt Manwaring. Can invest thousands in grading, but not, not a desk or table to do this. Reveals that. Well, we need more videos from Fight Struggle. It's Fight Struggle SF. Yeah, that was a classic. When his kid was coming in the room and he kept telling his kid to go away because he kept saying Daddy was working. And Daddy was opening a box of 90 upper deck. Don Mattingly and spewing false information on card values. 4 packs remain. This sugary tundra that I've created. Come on, Pee-wee, bring us some luck here. There's a link to Fight Struggle. Shit, we need to make him, or coax him into making videos yet again. It's been way too long. Ozzie Guillen. Mark Knudsen, that rather sissy wind-up. Tim Wallach. And Jack Morris. Mickey Weston has revealed himself. Unfortunately, it's not the 3-headed Mickey Weston, so we won't spend too much time on that one. We still have not seen a Kurt Schilling yet, and there are only 3 packs remaining. We need to cut some lines of that sugar after the break. Anything's possible. We could do that. We can open a case of 92 Topps Kid. They just got one of those in stock for Paul L. And either that or 93 Fun Pack. Ryan, once again, Ken Phelps, same collation, and Kent Herbeck. And then there were 2. John could create the Coke scene from Scarface with all that gum residue. Definitely would not be hard to do. 4440, you search this box. Somebody definitely searched this. The final 2 packs. If we find a Thomas in here, definitely better odds of being struck by lightning while drowning. And it kind of sounds like the way Rasputin died. If you're looking at Rasputin, if you're looking at the way that they killed him, is like the most gnarly thing ever, and he still wouldn't die or stay dead. They like tied him to a log and threw him into like a frozen river after like stabbing him, shooting him. I think they hung him like he was drawn and quartered. That's the most grim thing ever. And I'm pretty sure he came back to life. It didn't die from all that. Need a Rasputin rookie card. That'd be pretty sick. Rasputin was hardcore. Someone sent John a Zane Smith clock. I had my chance in Ohio. I passed on it for $8. And I will forever hate myself. Fred McGriff shows up. Steve Finley, second year. Cal Ripken Jr. in all that very last pack. Woody Herzog. Can we find a freaking Thomas rookie in here? The whole box. Not one Thomas rookie. That's crazy. Doesn't happen very often. And I struck out yet once again. So, no Thomas, no Larry Walker, no freaking Sosa rookie. We have the Griffey Gold Cup and 2 Bernie Williams rookies. And that is freaking it for this rip. Not a very great box, but always a great time nonetheless, even though we always leave here with our heads hung in shame. But perhaps next time I'll have a new Band-Aid on here, perhaps no Band-Aid at all. I guess we'll have to wait and see what the future holds. But tomorrow night, I will be live again, probably 8:30 with 87 Topps Rack Box, which will be posting here pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that, and I will keep you guys posted on a card sale on Wednesday night. So thank you guys all for watching. You guys freaking rule. I will hopefully see you back tomorrow night.